Hello friends, and welcome back to Siempre Infinitos DIY. So in today's video is going to be a little longer than usual, and that's because I am going to be making a charcuterie board for Valentine's Day. Now this is my first time ever making this. I'm also going to be using different types of items as well to get all of this together. So here I have a Valentine's heart-shaped wooden board that I got from the Dollar Tree. These little dolls, well actually they're little snowmans, wooden snowmans. I'm going to use them for the legs or the stand. And if you do not have this in your stash, you could use Jingle Blocks. That they also sell there at the Dollar Tree. Now after I give my heart 2 coats of paint, then I'm just going to set it to the side and let it dry. So here I have plaster of Paris that I'm going to be using, and these are the modes that I'm going to be using. The way I mix my plaster of Paris, to be honest with you, I do not measure it because I do not know how much I'm going to need. And in this case, I'm going to be needing a little bit, so I'm just going to use a little bit. So I guess you could say I almost eyeball it. So the way I start this is just I start adding a little bit of water at a time, and then I just start mixing it until I get the I guess you can say the pancake battered consistency of it. Once I have that all mixed up, then I slowly pour it into my cookie mold, candy molds, or whatever it is that I'm going to be using, or whatever it is that you're going to have also on hand. Now when you pour this into your mold, if you have never done this, you want to go really slowly and pour it in there because you want to not create any bubbles. You want to make sure that it gets all the corners of your mold. And then you also want to make sure that you do not move it because that can also create little bubbles in there. You just want to, once you pour it, move it at one time to the side and just leave it there until it completely dries up. For something this small, it takes almost, I would say, perhaps an hour to an hour and a half just to make sure that it's completely dried. Okay, so once I have my molds all set, then I am going to go in and start painting them. Okay, again, before you start painting, you want to make sure that they are completely dry. Here is my macaroon that I chose to paint it in pearl white, and then the popsicle I chose to keep that as a candy bar. Now here I have some cupcakes, and I like adding little pellets inside my cupcakes before I add the foam. That's so I can keep it from rising up too high or make it look like a ball, and it helps to keep it flat from the bottom. So once I've paint those, actually you want to set them overnight to make sure they're completely dry as well. And once I have it, so what I did is I went in and I painted. You don't have to, you can skip that whole muffin looking color because we are going to cover the entire cupcake. And I use spackling, and I just mixed in my favorite colors, whatever colors you want. I use light pink, and then I went in and I sprinkled over some sprinkles, and that was it. So here I am making now my pretzels. Very easy. Here I'm using, this is foam clay, and I just went ahead and rolled it out. I also, because I did not have the color brown that I was looking for, I went ahead and used Model Magic brown. And I also, on one of them, I wanted a little bit darker, so I just went in with some paint after it was completely dry, and then went in with painted my pretzel, added some sprinkles. Now here I have some cookies that I wanted to sugar powder cookies, is little hearts shaped. Now with this I'm using foam clay, and I went ahead and mixed in 2 colors just to get that brown. Well, I mixed some brown and some white color, and I got this light color looking for my cookies. And once you rolled out your clay, you cut your cookie, you with the cookie cutter, you want to go in and just use a baker's molding tool and just clean up around the edges, which you see me doing here. And now I wanted to make some jelly for the inside of my cookie. So what I did, I mixed in some clear Elmers glue, I think it is, and also mixed in some ink. And I'm going to leave all of the stuff that I use for each of the treat on the description box down below. And so I just went ahead and again I mixed them. As you can see, here it is. I mixed those 2 in, and I got the color that I wanted. It's like a sherry looking jelly in there, and I was really easy. Now this, I do recommend you let it sit and dry overnight. I think because I used this glue, I had to let it sit for almost 2 days, a day and a half to 2 days before it completely dried, because I actually noticed that I just poured it in there. When I went to pour in my powder sugar, I tipped it over, and that glue, you know, just dripped out, and that was with a day. So I had to let it sit a day and a half before I went in and added my powdered sugar, and only on the top. Now the way I added my powdered sugar is like I said, after the day and a half, I went in and I tilted my cookie almost upside down, actually almost like sideways, and I went in with a paintbrush and just start tapping the powder on there. Now that I have all of my cookies filled in with the jelly, now I'm going to be adding the sugar powder. Now I'm going to be using cornstarch, and that's going to mimic the sugar powder. And this is how I was saying earlier that I added the powder to it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do not want any of the powder to go inside where the jelly's at. So here I'm going to start now doing a chocolate dip. Now this is really easy. All I did is cut out a cardboard. I measured the inside of it, and I also went in and painted the one side of the cardboard brown and the inside as well of the little bowl that I have. I added fabric paint all the way around, and then just by using a brush, I just went ahead and just spreaded it out. Then I'm going to get some strawberries, and I'm also going to paint them, making it look like I went ahead and dipped them already in the chocolate dip. Okay, so now that my goodies are all done, I'm going to start adding it to my charcuterie board here. And if you're wondering where I got these candies from, I got them from Playco 3. I am going to leave my discount code in the description box down below, so you can hop right on over there and do some little shopping and save where you're shopping for sprinkles and candies and what have you. These mini donuts I did not make. I did not show you how I made them because I have done them in the past. If you want to check to see how I make those, go right on over and check out my videos. And you know, the little heart shape macaroons, totally love how they came out as well. Marshmallows too, guys. I'm really loving how all of this is coming out. You know, I've never done this before, and I think I might be doing this again sometime in the future. So what do you think? You know, if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I love reading those. And my friends, as you can see, this is also the end of the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I really hope you consider subscribing so you can help me reach my goal. So my friends, until the next video, stay safe, be kind, bye.